Let's talk about the most powerful thing in existence, man. Yesterday, I'm having a conversation, man, with my Power of Three group, man. It's me, a brother named EJ, he's here in Bangkok, and a brother named Chris Cadet out of Florida. It's like our mini mastermind from the grand scheme of the Power Circle, right? And yesterday, we were talking about how we've all leveled up, man. Chris has a banging album that came out. EJ is killing it in the stock market. I'm doing my thing, right? And Chris asked a question, man. I love that brother Chris. Chris asked us the question. He said, he's all right, man, you know what? We've all leveled up, man. We've all, got things in order. He said, but do y'all think we can go harder? You know what I'm saying? We've been putting in work for weeks and got to a certain milestone. Chris said, do y'all think we can go harder? And we all said, hey, you know what? We can go harder. And then we just start talking. I'm talking about God talk on the highest of levels of doing that work, that inner work, to get to that next level, man. And we were talking about just all kind of things, man. God talk, right? And at the end of that conversation, man, Chris said at the end of the day, man, we just got to operate from that space, man. Chris said, we can talk about all these things, but at the end of the day, we just have to operate from that space. And brother, it was just like a mic drop moment, man. I didn't even tell the brother Chris I was going to talk about that on this call, man. But we had all these conversations, and at the end of the day, Chris said, man, it's just a matter of us operating from that space, bro. I'm going to tell you this. There's nothing more powerful than operating from that space. How copy? There's nothing more powerful than operating from that space. You can count 1,000,000 beads. You can put 120% in the offering, tithes and offering, man. You can go to the altar prayer. You can do all these things, man. You can prostrate until your knees snap in half. There's nothing more powerful. There's nothing that will guarantee you get to where you're going than operating from that state. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'll say this. You can't get to that destination if you don't operate from that state. Again, like I'm saying, and y'all know this to be true. There are people that can do all the ritualistic things, if that's a word. You can do all the ritualistic things, man. You can go to church 1,000 days a year. You can do everything ceremonial. If you don't learn to operate from that space, bro, that thing you're trying to bring towards you, that financial goal you're trying to bring towards you, that relationship, that level of health that you're trying to bring towards you, brother, you'll never see it. You may get close to it. You may vibrate high enough to rub elbows with people that are there. You may vibrate hard enough to put you in the room with people that are making that money because you are vibrating. But until you can operate from the, like I said in the singular truth, until you can operate from the other side of that vast ocean, you'll never taste it, man. So you can have all the conversations you want, man. Until you can do that, man, it won't happen. And then Chris said this. Chris said, it just, at the end of the day, man, it just opens doors. He said it just opens doors. I mean, I've never heard, like, that's the most truest statement, man. And when he said it opened doors, man, you have to understand that when you operate, let me pause, let me back up, because I want to make sure everybody knows what I'm talking about when I say operate from that space. And I've said this in different videos, different ways. When I say operate from that space, it's like I said in the video a while ago, and I'll see if I can tag it. I say you have to ignore what your eyes see. And I don't know what I call it, but I said something. You have to ignore this third dimensional plane. In other words, when you're trying to get from A to Z, whatever A is telling you, you have to ignore it. Whatever that paycheck is, whatever emotional state that paycheck puts you in, you have to ignore it. Whatever diagnosis that doctor has told you, you have to ignore it. Whatever drama that relationship is giving you, you have to cut it off and you have to ignore it. You know what I'm saying? And you have to put yourself in position as if you already have it and respond to the world from that state. You have to respond to the world from that state of mind. There's no higher frequency of operating. A singular truth. I am. We can call it a million different things. There's no higher way of a man operating than operating from that place. You know what I'm saying? There's no higher. And when I say it opens doors, what I mean is, like, you can be sitting there right now in this hope, in this desire, in this wishing, in this, how I'm going to get it out the mud. Once you put yourself, once you put yourself in that other state of mind, you're going to see things that you didn't see before. And what I mean by that is the opportunity you're looking for, the luck you're looking for, the group of people, the group of friends, the group of the relation, whatever it is you're looking for, it's already around you. It's already here, brothers. I'm going to say it again, man. I need y'all to hear what I'm saying. There's really nothing for you to obtain. So, man, I've been making $65,000, man, for the last 10 years, man. You telling me that 120K is already around me? But 120K, 200K is knocking on your head saying, bro, we hear you calling us, but when are you going to come over here and operate from where we are? You walking away from your job, it's already around you, but you can't see it. It's a different frequency. You have to operate from over there, man. You know what I'm saying? So not only are opportunities already there, once you move like that, it's going to open doors it's going to open doors. I don't even want to say it's going to open doors that you can't access. It's going to open doors that you can't access, but it's going to open doors that you don't even see. Like, there are opportunities that are waiting on you that you don't even know you're there. But as soon as you operate from that state, man, you're going to be like, bro, you're telling me that this brand deal has been waiting on me this whole time? You're telling me that this company was looking for a person just like me? You're telling me that this car I've been driving around, with 300,000 miles and the transmission knocking and the engine bleeding and everything else, you telling me that new vehicle has been sitting there waiting on me the whole time with my current credit score, my current this and my current that? You're telling me it's already there, so I'm saying it's sitting there looking at you like you crazy. It's sitting there looking at you like, bro, we hear your desires. We hear what you're saying. We hear what you're putting on the ground. We hear what you're saying on Facebook. But when are you going to operate from that place? Because what your desires are saying is we can't even give it to you, man. We can't give it to you unless you're over here. I'm telling you, man, it's the most powerful thing, man. And like when I say you're going to see new things, like you're just going to see the world different. And it's like the same scenario. I use the same scenarios, man, because I try to simplify it. It's like if you're a person that wakes up and you're a hardworking person, you go and you work, you clock in, you clock out, you pay your bills, you got your house, you got your lights on, you pay your phone bill. When you see a person that's homeless, in your mind, you're just saying, like, bro, it's too easy. Like all you got to do is go down to Burger King. All you got to do is go down to Church's Chicken and get a job. And man, they'll put you in a position where you can get you an apartment. You can stay in a hotel for a couple of dollars a night. And in our minds, we say, hey, you know what? That just doesn't make sense. We say to ourselves, it's too easy for you to get to a place where you have home and shelter and food it's too easy. I'm telling you that place you're trying to get to, 6 figures, 7 figures, new job, wife, family, kids, house, whatever it is, new car, that position is looking at you like, it's too easy, bro. You just have to operate from that place. Like I'm telling you, man, like read whatever book you want to read. Talk to any person you want to talk to. Book any sessions. Go to any seminars you want to. There is nothing higher than walking in your I am. There's nothing higher than walking in your singular truth. There's nothing higher than operating from that place. It's all the same thing. It opens doors, man, that you didn't even know exist, bro. And you have to understand, and this is the power of it. One of the many powers of moving like that. It by default changes your environment. Listen to what I'm saying. It by default alters your environment and every single thing in it. I remember watching The Secret, what was this, 2004 or 3 or 6 or something like that. And I remember the part of The Secret where Bob Proctor, that was my first time hearing of Bob Proctor. I believe that was the first time pretty much all of us heard of Bob Proctor. He said there was an image of a man looking in the mirror. And Bob Proctor said, hey, it was a man sitting there. I think he had on like some old clothes. And then that man put on a suit and he felt different. And Proctor said, when you change in other words, when you change your identity and change your frequency, like your environment has to change. Like, in other words, whatever you have to do, put yourself in a state of that new environment and your world has no choice but to change. And when I first heard that, I was like, hey, you know what? That sounds cool. And I'm sure there is some truth in that. Bro, it was all true. It was all true, man. Your state is going to alter your environment. I'm going to tell you this. You mess around and start going to, like I'm always saying, you mess around and stop going to Taco Bell. You know what I'm saying? You mess around and stop going to the juke joint on Saturday nights. And you mess around and go into an upscale coffee shop. Go into some upscale restaurants, man, where people are there having high power conversations. I guarantee your life will change. I guarantee not only will your environment change, but your circle of friends will change. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been and I've said this on YouTube enough times. Like I've had partners, man. It's like, man, I figure we be partners till we die. And I just started vibrating different. I started putting myself in an energy where my surroundings had to change. But you got to understand, if your surroundings change, then the people in that surrounding change. Because if your surroundings is going to change, then the people that vibrate with your old surroundings, they won't be able to fit in that new world. So everything is going to be altered simply by your state changing. Simply by your state changing. You have to understand, man, what I'm saying sounds so simple. And I know you're driving, man, or you're working, man, and you might be listening to this and you're typing, you say, oh yeah, that's some good info, soul. No, bro, you got to understand what I'm telling you is that thing you're missing. This is not just some good info. This is what's going to change your whole life. When you hear me talk about the brothers in the circle, man, I gotta somehow start sharing the things that the brothers in the power circle and exit strategies are doing, bro. I gotta, cause a lot of y'all don't understand. I get on YouTube and say a lot of things, and I might mention some brothers' names, but until you hear what them brothers are saying, until you hear stories like how Brother Felix transformed and he's doing big things. Until you hear stories how Brother DeMarcus was about to be going to prison for who knows how long, and now he's at the top of his industry speaking on big stages. Until you hear what these men have done, then what I'm saying is just YouTube information. Because I can sit here and tell you about, like pretty much, if you've been watching my channel for more than a year, 3 years, y'all know my stories. I've told y'all the quote unquote miracles I've gone through. I say, hey, my life has just done something crazy. But when I start sharing with y'all, like, hey, man, the brothers that I rub elbows with, like they have stories just like that. And I name 1 or 2 brothers, but I can name all kinds of brothers. I can name 50 men right now. 50 men that could tell you stories where you just be like, no, so ain't no way his life did that. Ain't no way this brother, came out the mud like that. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't believe it. And I'm telling you, man, the highest level of being, the highest level of conversation that we have in these circles is this. It's operating from that state, man. It opens all doors, brothers. It opens all doors. Let me make sure my ringer's off. At the end of the day, this is what it's doing. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you what's taking place, brothers. At the end of the day, when you operate from that place, what you're doing is collapsing time. What you're doing is collapsing time. If you want to know the science behind it, because if you're like me, I have to know the science behind everything. Yeah, I can move in a certain order, but I have to understand what's taking place for me to really buy it. And I'm telling you, what you're doing when you operate from that state is you're collapsing time. Like one of the primary objectives of one of our primary objectives as men on this planet is to bring our heaven upon our earth. Right? Look through the Bible. One of our objectives is to bring our heaven upon our earth. And what that means in a nutshell is if we can think it, we're supposed to be able to bring it out of our mental and see it in this third dimensional plane. And there's only one way to do that. And that's collapse time. What are you talking about, soul? Collapse time. You have to understand that time is the only thing that separates heaven and earth. Time is the only thing that separates heaven and earth. You know what I'm saying? Like if time didn't exist, if the sun wasn't doing what it was doing and the moon wasn't doing in the what, if everything wasn't in motion here like it is, it would be heaven. And I know that may sound crazy, but that's the only element that separates heaven and earth. So in order to bring your heaven, your thoughts, unto this earth, this third dimensional plane, is simple math. It's simple math of eliminating the one thing that makes them different, and that's eliminating time. And when your heaven and your earth become the exact same thing, I've said it a million times, the pendulum, which is what governs times, it stops. It has no use anymore. Because if the pendulum is going between this option, and that's what, and along with a lot of other things, and time consists of that. If that option and that option are the exact same thing, then the pendulum is null and void. You know what I'm saying? Then both worlds are the same. Then your heaven is the exact same as your earth. And if your heaven is the exact same thing as your earth, then what is there to create except that state? There's nothing else to it. There's nothing else to create except that state. Let me say it a different way. If your world is doing a certain thing, but you want what's going on in your mind, in your meditation and all that kind of stuff, all you have to do is when you close your mind, close your eyes, and you go into that mental state, your heaven, the way you feel, the way you conduct yourself, your I am in that state. When you open your eyes, operate in that same manner. Operate as if you're already over there. And you collapse time. And like I'm always saying, like everybody wakes up every day and cuts on the gram and the book and Tom Brokaw and says, what is the world telling me to do? Now let me govern myself to that. Instead of that, understand that the world is looking at you saying, tell me what to give you. If the world is saying, tell me what to give you, and there isn't but one option, what do you think is going to happen? The Bible says, I will open up the doors of heaven and bestow this on you. Your cup will be overfilled, and all these other things, man. What do you think it's talking about, bro? If I'm lying, I'm dying, brother. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Operate from that state, bro. If you want to change your life, the fastest way. You wake up this morning, man, you go into your job and you conduct yourself like you're the manager. You conduct yourself like you're the CEO. You conduct yourself like you have a business doing the exact same thing, but your name is on the sign outside. And watch what happens. Watch what happens. You go down to your gallerias, or you go down to your big malls and And instead of walking through and looking at these stores and seeing Amiri and seeing Louis Vuitton and kind of hiding and not wanting to make eye contact with the people in there because you don't feel worthy, you walk through them halls, man, like you got 20, 30 bands in your pocket. You walk in them stores and look at them bags and look at them purses for your girl. You know what I'm saying? Look at them wallets for yourself. Go look at that Benz for yourself. Like you own it, brother, and watch what happens, man. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you. If you can't do nothing with this information, if you can't hear this information and alter your life, don't go read A Singular Truth. Don't watch the recipe. Don't join the power circle. Don't get in exercise. Don't get in nothing, bro. If you can't digest this in any way, shape, form, or fashion, save your time, save your money, save your and get on the PS5 or something. Do something. Be entertained. This is the highest level of information, brother. Operate from that state. Shout out to my brothers, Chris Cadet, man, and my brother EJ. Matter of fact, I'll put a link in the description box, man. Go check out brother Chris's album. It's fire. It's fire. Y'all hold it down, man.